Prince Harry's Travalyst eco-travel firm made a wafer-thin profit of barely £11,500 last year, accounts published by Companies House have revealed. And the news has split users on social media, with some defending the Duke of Sussex, and others highly critical, including on Twitter user who urged him to stop fooling himself. Travalyst, which was launched in 2019, is a non-profit organization working to identify, and help bring about, the systemic changes needed in order for sustainable travel to be taken out of the niche, and into the mainstream, according to its website. However, the Companies House data suggests Travalyst's performance since its inception has been less than stellar, possibly partly a result of the coronavirus pandemic which engulfed the world shortly afterwards. The accounts for Travalyst Limited, defined as a company limited by guarantee, for the period ending June 30, 2021, show a profit and loss account of £11,538. The total is arrived at by adding the amount owed by debtors, £106,537, to the total cash at bank and in hand, £241,433, and then subtracting the amount owed to creditors for amounts falling due within 1 year, £336,432. Commenting on Twitter, one Twitter user at Royally Blunt said, "Oh, but of course. We weren't expecting anything more from Travalyst. He says it's travel plus catalyst, I say it's travel plus a list." Referring to the 37-year-old royal, they added, "Number 6 needs to stop fooling himself, drop the sustainable since he can't hack it, buy a couple of private jets and rent it out to A-list celebrities." Christine Freebie said, "It's the salaries and expenses that tell the tale. How much money was funneled in and then out of Travalyst? 300k plus in debt was paid to who? The director?" However, another Twitter user referring to themselves as Jakarta 200887 was more sympathetic, posting, in his defense, "This is not exactly a great time to launch anything in the travel business. There is a global pandemic going on and almost all travel businesses are struggling." Meanwhile, Mari McNabb-Connell pointed out, Year 1 accounts usually show a deficit. However, A+ figure in a global pandemic can't really be classified as a failure. Travalyst is the first endeavor to fall under the umbrella of Harry and Duchess Meghan's new charitable foundation, Sussex Royal. The prince spent more than 2 years working on the ambitious project with partners Booking.com, Skyscanner, Ctrip, TripAdvisor, and Visa. Travel has the unparalleled power to open people's minds to different cultures, new experiences, and to have a profound appreciation for what our world has to offer, the prince said in a statement. As tourism inevitably grows, it is critically important to accelerate the adoption of sustainable practices worldwide and to balance this growth with the needs of the environment and the local population. Bringing companies, consumers, and communities together is our best chance to protect destinations and ecosystems for future generations. Travalyst won't encourage people to travel less, but it will help tourists make environmentally friendly decisions, such as providing tips for offsetting carbon emissions and supporting local communities at tourist destinations. The goal is to give the consumer more eco-conscious travel options when booking trips and educate them on the impact tourism can have on the environment. In the months ahead, Travalyst will launch new industry collaborations and initiatives focusing on different areas of tourism sustainability, including preventing wildlife damage and ways to tackle the growing problem of over-tourism, which is literally seeing some of the world's most beautiful places being loved to death. "I have learned so much from the experiences I've had and the people I've met in places like Botswana and the Caribbean, Nepal, and New Zealand," Harry said in a speech at Amsterdam's Adam Tower. "What is clear across this vast landscape is our world faces environmental challenges of unprecedented scope and scale." A source close to the prince tells Bazaar.com that the royal felt the project was hugely important, as the number of people traveling is rising rapidly but individuals are not being given enough opportunities to do it in a more sustainable manner. By bringing together these industry heavyweights, they are able to help lead the way in protecting this planet. There is a growing demand from eco-conscious tourists for access to more sustainable options while traveling. A recent survey conducted by Booking.com showed that more than half of all travelers are keen to make sustainable travel choices in the future but don't know how. The commitment from these different brands to work together and help build a global network of like-minded social entrepreneurs, NGOs, and policymakers is truly inspiring, Gillian Tans, chairwoman of Booking.com, tells Bazaar in a statement. Collaboration is the only path forward if we want to create a real paradigm shift in travel. We want to protect the destinations we all love and guarantee that they are happy and healthy for generations to come, but we can't do it on our own. Even though we don't have all the answers yet, we are determined to find them together. In his defense, this is not exactly a great time to launch anything in the travel business. There is a global pandemic going on and almost all travel businesses are struggling. Meanwhile, Mari McNabb-Connell pointed out, Year 1 accounts usually show a deficit. However, a plus figure in a global pandemic can't really be classified as a failure. Travalyst is the first endeavor to fall under the umbrella of Harry and Duchess Meghan's new charitable foundation, Sussex Royal. The Prince spent more than 2 years working on the ambitious project with partners Booking.com, Skyscanner, Ctrip, TripAdvisor, and Visa. Travel has the unparalleled power to open people's minds to different cultures, new experiences, and to have a profound appreciation